Hi Hassan, Dottie, Hyra, and Herdina. You got the set highs going too? Okay. Ryan Dean said think she's still asleep. Hi, I'm asleep. Oatmeal, walnuts, dried cherries. Raisins. Ryan Dean said, is that a joke? I don't know. Was? My attempt. I'm not as good as you. I'm the kind of person who is unintentionally very funny, but as soon as I try, no. Bets are off. So, I'm getting ready, but I don't really know what for. So, yay. It is a mystery. Yo, DJ Charlie. Hello. DJ Charlie saying good morning, Queen. Very kind. Thank you. Well, the good news is I'm finally in a good enough calendar where I can get back to my regular weekday morning routine, which means I can stop eating my weekend oatmeal on weekends. So yeah, I'm trying something a little different. Maybe this is the way to get some streaming time in earlier as opposed to what's been just a lot of later. So we'll see. Hopefully it works out okay. Ordinarily I'd be doing this stuff just not on stream, but we'll see how it goes. DJ Charlie had said you're on here early. I might have already read that. I don't remember. I haven't had my coffee yet. Let's just say I have a hard time remembering anyway. But it doesn't help that I didn't have my coffee yet. Okay, I see raisins. Good. I was wondering about a stunning dog. Alright, put these away. Already did cinnamon. Okay, water. We're on water. Okay. Per the directions, you're supposed to do half of per the directions of these guys, half each serving is half a cup of the oatmeal and streaming the wall. I know, right? But I feel like that would be very boring and very boring. And then a whole cup of water. So these are great because they have little measurements in them. These are Rubbermaid. Rubbermaid. So they have the 1/2 tick right there, and then the line is 1 cup. I already said, pretty sure when Becky is not streaming, she's just blinking at the wall. Oh, that's different. No, thankfully, I'm not just blinking at the wall. I got kind of a billion things to do all the time. So here we go. What's with that water? I thought you were seeing it. I got a string in the wall. Okay, so there's 1 cup of water. Just so I don't drop this, that would be not helpful. Okay, goes the water. I don't know if it helps or not, but I like to take my steamer that I got from Healthy Choice. I think it was a Healthy Choice thing, and put it on top to just let it steam for a bit. So, tariffs are kind of starting to do their thing. And one of the things I remember last time around with COVID was my Folgers kept going up. So, although I'd rather just stick with not decaf, what do you call that? My choice would be to drink this all the time, but it is running low. And I even only have so much in my going visiting pool. So, as much as it's a pain in the butt, on those days when I have a little more time to get ready, I gotta do this. But I don't like using I don't like using these. I find that very wasteful. I prefer to use this instead, but the darn thing has too many clogs of some sort, and it makes me want to pull my hair out, how slow the process is. So what I figured out lately is I can technically use one of these, rinse off, whatever. This is literally a coffee bag. I know it's a bread bag, but I use it as a coffee bag just to put the grounds in while I'm waiting till trash day. So pretty much try to get the grounds off as soon as possible, so I can try to reuse that thing. So at least I get 2 uses, because I don't like wasting from an environmental standpoint, but also from a money standpoint. I don't like wasting. So that's the goal for that. I already did the coffee, because it's so easy when you don't have to like have a clogged thing and then have to worry about trying to sift out the coffee with one of these into this thing, which, oh my god, it's such a pain in the butt. Okay, next, coffee cup. Oh, okay, I already did the sweetener. I don't even know when I did that, but okay, it's there. Can't argue with that. Okay, coffee. But I kind of have to blame my aunt, because even this isn't foolproof. It still ends up going in, but at least it's less. And it tends to be at the bottom. Turn off the coffee pot. That would be great. Okay, that's off. But yeah, her kick was Folgers. Coca-Cola and Folgers. Coca-Cola and Folgers. So that just ended up being my go-tos. But at least I try to stick with the diet, though. She was not having any about it with the diet. Right, I already said that. Looks like dark whiskey. Oh, okay. Well, I'm hoping your sobriety has been a better time this year than in the past. But I guess I should say, when your sobriety wasn't as good, what was your go-to? So ordinarily, when I'm not as poor chick, who knows when that's going to be with the terrorists, I'd like to put like a little like coffee creamer of some sort. Technically, I'd like to have a weekend coffee creamer and a weekday coffee creamer. We'll see. Right now, no coffee creamers. I think. Oh, hold on. We did just go to. No, we didn't coffee. I would typically, if we got the coffee when we got the breakfast platters, but both of us aren't really feeling coffee, so we ended up getting the iced tea. Am I silly? But I went to put it in my fridge, the one because I didn't drink it at all because I was going to save it for later, and I put it in. I thought, but then it bounced out and it spilled all on the floor. And I was just about to go and do a thing. But I fought my most laziest urges and went ahead and cleaned it up and then put it in a bag, and then it didn't dry though. So, like a day or two ago, I just had to try to put it all in the tub. Earlier it was spread out, but then I was like, oh, my boyfriend might want to come to visit yesterday. So this is what I was thinking yesterday. Let me put it in bags again. So hopefully it dry. But that was like a whole cup of so Jack in the Box, regular sized iced tea. That was, anyway, Bounty is the bomb. It didn't take, I was annoyed that I took so many Bounty, but it would have been way more paper towels if it was anything but Bounty, I have a feeling. And not to mention, when it's something that can't absorb as well, then you have to worry about spillover. And so suddenly you have messes where there weren't messes, and then you gotta clean that. I've done that before. That's not a fun time. Really, truly. So all in all, I think the cleanup went okay. And I was still able to go out and do the thing I was trying to do before things all went on the floor. Okay. Coffee's ready. Oatmeal's getting ready. Okay, so on weekdays, I like to have the oatmeal, but also a little something on the side. I'm looking forward. What I was doing was I had a ton of, for the summer, I had a ton of canned fruit from the food bank that I've been just saving and saving, like from each food bank visit. So that came in handy for that. But I can get back to what I usually do. On weekdays. So I'm still too broke to just have Velveeta all the time. So basically, back in the day I used to be able to do 4 of these because there's still 4 cookies in there. But now it's just 2 and 2, and then I sub this in on off days, and that gets pretty stretched out. But things were so bad, I was like, oh no, we're just going to save these for when I get closer to paydays. So, gotta get to start that again, starting Monday, and get back to my weekend. It's not my preferred. My preferred is definitely the Quick Roads, but hey, tariff prices. Just bear in mind, tariff prices, I had to deal with this because of the summer, but it's a good thing I did because now I'm already in the right kind of mindset I need to be in to be like, oh, okay, let me just aim low. When it comes to prices, try to find the lowest possible. Because I'm hoping, fingers crossed, that whatever I end up saving, I can actually put towards savings. Because I've been like very bad about that. Okay. My boyfriend for like almost 20 years says, you gotta have a nest egg, you gotta have a nest egg. And I just waste the money. Brian, Sarah, something or other, is asking if I'm non-binary, but he didn't say it that way. I assume that was autocorrect. Oh no. I'm not seeing the oatmeal is going to be a problem. But as far as I'm non-binary, why would it be your business if I am or not? If you're asking if I'm trans, I'm definitely not. Ryan already just said oatmeal deserves 3 minutes. Yes, I know. It. No, no, no. You're missing my point. Overall shopping, overall shopping, my overall shopping that I do means coffee is going to go up. So I have to use whatever money I could save from not getting my preferred oatmeal toward that higher expensive coffee on those times when I have to have coffee time, when I have to get more coffee. I'm saying this is what I had to do during COVID time. My preferred Folgers during COVID time was not really a thing. Technically, I still don't have my preferred Folgers. My preferred Folgers is that big one of these. It's like this, and I haven't found that. Like those got really hard to find carried in stores since COVID rolled in. So again, it's not that the oatmeal is affected by tariffs. It's that something, at least one thing in my breakfast set is. So I have to try to lower costs to help close the gap increased by those things that are affected by tariffs, which is definitely the coffee. It's just good I don't eat bananas on the regular, because that would be another thing. But my boyfriend is allergic to bananas, so I try not to eat bananas. But whenever the food bank gave me bananas, I would eat those bananas. I'm not silly. All right, here we go. But that's never on my list of buying. If it is, it's like one banana. But coffee is on my go-to pretty much once every 2 months. Whoa. Kind of thing. Hi, sorry. All right. But no, I'm seeing overall big picture wise when I think everybody should do that. Like literally, even if you don't like cook your stuff, Rainerdina, just keep an eye out on those things that you do eat and just try to get an idea about where those restaurants get their food from, because depending on the tariff situation, those prices may be going up too. I think this is a transitive property of tariffs effectively. Do I have to explain? I don't think I do. Miranda, you're a math guy. I'm pretty sure I had that one right. Transitive property. I'm happy I do pretty much just limit things to oatmeal. I'm happy I don't even really eat eggs because I'm worried about the cholesterol. Because I don't have to really worry about the whole bird flu stuff. Convenient. That's called convenient. So anyway, like I was saying, I like to have something on the side of the oatmeal. And usually on the weekends I try to fun it up a little bit. Oh, chicken? I am I admit I do enjoy my chicken, but I do need to get back to having more where's that egg? Oh, okay, that was the egg. Either way, eggs is, I don't eat chicken, I do, but hey, if it means I gotta get back to doing what I was doing before the money ran out. Yeah, I see. Yeah, there's a little. Do you not understand how tiny this is on a phone? Like I had to like go real close, and then notice the egg that was behind the bird. If this was my computer, it'd be like super obviously clear to see. Uh, all right, so uh, you sure did like 3 times. You very much made me look. See, you just got it. You're just good at being funny. I'm just like unintentionally. I'm effectively the room, but in real life. Okay, so I don't know where the donut came from. I don't care. My boyfriend gave it to me. Yums. So that's the kind of stuff I like to do. Try to fancy up my weekends. So very psyched. I can go back to um, my weekday breakfast starting on Monday. I have been like thinking to myself, should I do it now? Should I do it now? But then I was like looking, I was like, okay, hold on. Let me look at my budget. Let me look at my likely budget. Let me look at this. Let me look at that. Hmm. Hmm. Nope. Wait it out. Wait it out. But now we're finally within that 2 weeks toward the 31st, which is first payday. So I got a little something to work with. It's not a lot, but it's something. Nah. I just said maybe you stole from a hobo. Nah, unlikely. One thing I very much appreciate, there's several things, but one thing I very much appreciate is my boyfriend is very genuine and about trying to do right. That is a great feature. Hmm. I think it's an Entenmann's. For the longest, I was getting Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme, Krispy Kreme from the food bank. But like, it was so much Krispy Kreme that, because I kept having to give him some because it was just too much. So we got both burnt on Krispy Kreme. I'm starting to get more used to the idea of doing more Krispy Kreme. I just had to take a break for a while. But unfortunately, I kind of got us hooked on donuts time. We weren't really about the donuts before all the food bank stuff. Previously, the breakfast choice. Okay, previously the go-to when it came to breakfast pastries was this guy, these smells. That was what ruled on high. But lately we've been getting more donut time in. But this too. This still is in the mix. And when it makes sense, get the muffin in the mix. Sometimes that's a weekend thing, sometimes it's a weekday thing. Kind of depends on what's going on. Mm-mm. All I know is weekend breakfast rocks. Mr. Alding said hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Good to see you. Mm. Still got my bed hair going. Uh, I was like, if I want to try and start streaming, I already forgot like once or twice. I was like doing my breakfast. I'm like, hold on, was I supposed to start streaming? Oh. So I was like, hey, if I'm trying to do that soon as, then I should just get camera ready as much as I could and then start streaming. Otherwise, I'm going to forget and then I'm going to put it off and then I'm going to be kicking myself like, why didn't I try and do that? I was considering making it a good night, little one. Oh, gee whiz, Renardina. You didn't go to sleep yet? Please do. Okay, I'll be streaming again later on today. Please get some sleep. I'll see you either later today or a different day. Sleep well. And thanks for popping in. Mr. Adding said, I just ate fried eggs myself. I haven't had a donut in years. It sounds so yummy. It is. I'm just saying, this is Intamin's. So you can find a box of these in the store. Very likely any store that you go to has Intamin's. I wonder if donuts are affected. Hopefully not. If it's like wheat product or oat product, it's probably fine. It's probably not worrying about. Well, let's just say it's not directly affected by tariffs. The thing that is affected by tariffs is whatever the manufacturers and the farmers food chain. So effectively, not the food chain in the real. I need more coffee. Hold on, back up. So there's a food chain that's in the biologically speaking, but then there's the food chain based on our economic system. So we don't, well, those who are lucky who have the space and the right climate and the right amount of good soil, who can grow their own herbs and veggies and fruit trees, etc. Yay, good for them. But the vast majority of us don't have all that going on. So we have to depend on a store if you're living in the city like I am. So you got to bear in mind there's steps between you, the consumer, and the farmer who made the thing. And we're just strictly talking about here in the United States. Hawaii doesn't count. That's a whole nother mess. So as far as continental U.S., you may not be affected in the sense that the oat mill is here in the United States. So you don't have to expect the fact that the oat mill, directly you're not worrying about tariffs for the oat mill, but indirectly you are because of steps. Step one is the farmer. The farmer needs to be able to do everything they need to do with the planting and the whatever upkeep is required to maintain, and then the harvesting. So it depends on how many tools, and that could include pesticides if they do have that they get from outside the US. That also includes any kind of vehicles they may need. That isn't necessarily just new purchases, but it's also for repairs. If they're dealing with having to get something fixed, how many of those parts that they need are available here within the United States versus how many do they need that's going to be having to get shipped in from somewhere else. Hence the issue with the farmer side. And then when it comes to the people who actually get the natural product and then have to like do stuff to get it in the pretty boxes and things, similar thing goes. With their machinery that they're using, how much of that can they actually purchase when it's a new thing from here in the United States? And how much when it comes to getting repairs, the point is, this is a problem. Even with oatmeal, even if it's not directly a problem with shipping oatmeal in, there's still a lot of features that could get messed up in the process of that chain. And Mr. Aldung said, yep. I'm pretty psyched because I wasn't so I was like way late, way late, way late. Planting those flowers. I didn't like plant them until what, like last week? Here's an update. I was so surprised to see this yesterday. Okay, here we go. I was so surprised. I was so shocked. Over here, look, they're coming up. They seem like that's early. Oh, see, that's good. Mr. Alding said I have 2 pear trees. You are on. You are. Congrats. Here's what you do though. Hold on. Let me show this real quick. Because I have half a mind. If this is working, look, they're sprouting. It's only been like 2 weeks and they're sprouting. So apparently you don't want to overdo the water, but you don't want to underdo the water. So basically I have 2 checks. I do 2 checks a day to try to see if the soil is looking okay or not. I just added some water in the mix too. So that's going to like put the guessing up a bit. But I use my little, what I use for my hair, I've been using for that. But then if I feel like it needs just a bit more water, then I use this guy so I could do the half a cup at most and just kind of like see what the soil, like if I could see that the soil looks noticeably damper, then anyway, I know it's looking a little dry. Fine, it is looking a little dry. Let me add a little more water to the mix because you want to be real careful because with these flowers, apparently they can have issues with root rot. So I'm not trying to do all that. And again, there's another layer of soil down there that's probably already fine. So that's why I'm not trying to go and rush and throw in the 1/2 a cup. I'll probably wait like a day or 2 before I try to do something like that. But for now, I'm just spraying nice with my auto sprayer that I use for my hair. But yeah, so Mr. Alding, in your case, I hope that you, what do you call it, already have, with you having pear trees, I would figure you already have some kind of like jars or canning that you do to effectively save the food for later. I have relatives who own a farm, and that's what they like to do. They'll go and they do all their farm things that they do, and then they'll take a period of time, pretty much around now, where they go ahead and they can and they jar the fruit so they have it for later. And what they then do is they'll go and they'll give it to some people, but I think mainly they use it so that because you know they live in the East Coast, so it's basically to guarantee that they have it. So whether you live in the East Coast or not, it's still a good idea though, because things are getting rough. And if you haven't already gotten canning or jarring, because there's a whole system. I've seen it at Walmart. There's a whole system for jarring that you can do. I would recommend this is the time. Don't wait. Okay, you freeze. Okay, if that works, that's fine. I'm just saying, it's like things are kind of things are starting to go downturn when it comes to the affordability of things. And it's unlikely it's going to be getting better anytime soon. Like the way I figure, maybe after the midterms or just up to the midterms, but that's still like about a year away where they could start potentially getting better to try, because there's always this push to try and say, oh, everything's awesome just before the election, so they can try to convince enough people that everything is fine to vote for them. So when it comes to midterms, those are going to be, hopefully, I think so. Okay, well, you're good then. Mr. Odding said also freeze 2 to 3 during your. See, that's good. If you have freezer space to be able to do all of that, that's good. But I would still recommend consider canning in the mix, because you don't know when you're going to be in a situation where your power's out. And then you're going to not be able to fall back on that food. So maybe add it to the mix just as an emergency precaution. If Mike was here, he'd probably second that. He is super big into being prepared and being into prepping, and also he's had experience as a EMT. So Mr. Harding said I agree. Thank you. But yeah, if you have the budget for it, do it now, not wait till later, because terrorists. Me, I just have to deal with the terrorists because I'm too poor. Like, everything happened right when I ran out of money. And I still had to deal with all my bills and stuff. So it's like, well, I'm just going to have to get stuck. I don't have a choice. But for people who do have a choice, Mr. Odding said, is he your boyfriend? No, Michael is someone who comes in regularly for the Desi streams. My boyfriend is a very private person. I don't think anyone's going to know much about my boyfriend because he wouldn't be a fan of that. He barely is interested in me doing all of this. He has some concerns, but I'm just going to keep making sure I'm doing good so he doesn't trip out as much. Okay. Mr. Audi said he's a lucky guy. I don't know if he agrees to that statement, but thank you. All right, here's this. I'm just a very, very, very big headache in a lot of ways. I'm awesome in a lot of ways, but I'm also such a big headache in a lot of ways. So I don't know. I'm not sure if I guess I'm enough of a net positive where he tolerates my crazy self. Mr. Harding said, what is for dinner? I'm going to Red Lobster. Oh, awesome. Congratulations. Enjoy that. I can't even tell you the last time I was at Red Lobster. Like, literally. If I was in the let's just say, if I was recently at a Red Lobster, it was close to 20 years ago. And if not, it was more than 20 years ago. But yeah, enjoy. For dinner tonight, I don't know. I don't, I'm one of those, let's see how I feel kind of people. That's some sticky, mushy. Ah, I did not do something right. I probably let it sit a little too long. It's like sticky rice oatmeal. I'm gonna add a little water, see if that helps. Hot water from my water boiler. See, that's one of the things. A water boiler. I would have never thought to buy a water boiler, but then an emergency happened where we needed to do something with the water, and so I got it for that. But I've been using the heck out of it since. Because my go-to before that was microwave the water, which was fine. But this is actually like way. One, I think it's just cool to be able to let it do its thing and then signal when it's ready. That's awesome. I can just focus on other things. I don't have to worry about whether or not the something's gonna make a mess in the microwave. And the two, it's probably less energy, because although it takes more time to do, it's still less uh, energy at once. So I think overall it's less energy that's being utilized than if I were to run it in the microwave. Plus, it's less radiation I have to worry about. That's nice. Ever since I was little, I'm like, oh, how much? I'm starting to use that like a teapot. Oh yeah, kind of. Hold on, let me get that. Oh, hold on. Some things are just easier to take the phone over to. Let's just do that. I don't want to have to take things and carry things and put things back. That's called annoying. Okay. So yeah, I got this at Walmart. It's beautiful, and it's by Drew Barrymore. So the B has like double meaning going on there. So this is the part, and it has some lovely stuff on the bottom. Can you see that on the bottom? Ooh, it's so messy. And then you put it on this guy. So it's I want to say induction. I think it's induction. That is what happens when this meets the thing that's on the bottom of there. When it's plugged in, it gets the electricity from here, and it hangs out here, and it waits to make that meeting effectively with the device that's on the bottom of this. It's so helpful. And I love that it has the sound. Oh, what's also nice about this, like, I'm boring, so I pretty much just boil. But if I have the opportunity to do different things, this is helpful. That you can do. Yeah, hi, I'm trying to show this. You could do green tea or white tea or oolong tea, and then you can add or minus as you need to, and you can put it on warm if you need to. But I just pretty much just hit boil, so I get to 212 because I am boring. But hey, if I wasn't so, I'd have some options. Like, I do love the idea of tea. I was just thinking about that. I'm like, so if coffee goes the way of the tariffs, should I just try and go back to doing tea again? Because there was a period where I was making that work with the Starbucks awake tea. Any other tea couldn't seem to do it, but the Starbucks awake tea really did help. But then I'm like, that's probably going to get affected too, because to my understanding, tea kind of comes from India. Could be wrong about that. But either way, I feel like tea is likely coming from places with potentially higher tariffs than the coffee places. This is so weird. I had so many different ideas about how my life would be like after I graduated. That's okay. Just keep working on it. Just because stuff is crappy doesn't mean I can't keep working on it. It's not forever crappy, I don't think. And then also, it's what you make of it too. So I'm going to take the time I can to just chill out and do good things. At least try to do good things, even when things are crap. Mr. Outings, that's neat. Yeah, that is a fun time. Very happy. Definitely a good buy. Again, not a buy I would have made just cause, but there was a need that occurred and it just worked out for the best. And now I know anytime I'm on a boil mandate again, I'm ready. Because at the time I didn't even have really any pots and pans. I think they were still locked up in storage. In a way that I knew where they were, so I didn't have to worry about what I run into lately, which is I know it's in storage, but where in storage? I don't know. Okay, adding that water definitely helped get the sticky down. I'm so psyched and ready for the school year. I hope I I know I had big hopes and aspirations for last school year and the year before that, but all in all, this year does seem like it's going to be able to be what I need it to be. Because I always thought the only reason I ran into issues with work was because I had all the times I had to take off from work so I could focus on school stuff. And so I thought, oh, I'm done with school. I don't have to worry about that anymore. And then, no, other stuff kept happening. So it's like, oh, okay. But this year seems like it'll be less of that kind of stuff going on. So more working. Plus, I already have in my mind to figure out how to utilize my non-workday time to also add in. That's why I start kind of working weekends. So hopefully. God willing, because I'm worried about stressing my boyfriend out about money stuff. He's such an amazing guy, and I just need to stop giving him so much stress. Okay, what time? Oh, yo. Sorry, that's a walnut. I'm not trying to fool around and end up choking. That would not be helpful. The Duck Squad, aka Hawaii, said hi. It's been a while. It has been. Hello, how are you doing? The Duck Squad, aka Hawaii, said good. You pretty good all in all. I'm very hopeful. Very optimistic. Oh, Duck Squad, okay, Hawaii said, I'm sick. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you feel better soon. I'm not sure if that's the kind of sickness that you can stay hydrated and eat yummy soup. But if it is, please make sure you do. And also, if you have an issue going on with your sinus or something associated with stuffy nose and things like that, onion tea is surprisingly helpful for stuff like that. I guess technically it's not surprising that onions are helpful for things like that, but the fact that onion tea is a thing. Oh, and lemon tea is very helpful for sore throats, especially if you add a little bit of honey in the mix. The Duck Squad AKY said I need to try that. Please. I'm not a doctor. I don't give medical advice, but it's something I've tried previously, and I'm like, oh, dang, who knew? So just try it and see what helps and what doesn't help, and so is life. Mm. All right. Almost done with oatmeal. Then I'm almost done with my coffee. Then the next thing is water time. The Duck Squad aka I said my mom is a doctor, and she said the same thing. Oh, okay, cool. Well, good to know. Ah, Renardina. Oh, Marnie said you have a master's. It's pretty close to being a doctor. I was like, honestly, I would love to be Professor so and so, but I don't know. If not computer science, I'm kind of like, although I don't feel like I met somebody when I was doing grad school who was saying she had like she was working the one that she was working on was like her third master's, and although I don't feel like master's degrees are Pokemon, I still kind of am interested in getting one in education. And then if I do end up getting a doctorate, it would probably be in education because I don't know how likely. Well, although I find things really cool with computer science, I'm still going to wait and see how things turn out in the next year or so. But even then, I don't have anything to showcase to a potential future PhD program. So I have to work on my portfolio. That's kind of what I've been doing with this. The next card, okay, Horizon. Well, I gotta go and talk to my mom. Please enjoy doing that. That's an awesome thing. I'm never gonna get in the way of anybody with their mom time. Let's just be clear on that one. All right, see you later, the dog squad, aka Y. I think you guys are so blessed. Do not take your mom for granted, even if you consider them boring, Reinhardina. I'm sure my mom talked with me some of the time as an infant, when I was an infant. Wish I could remember. Which memory was the thing for infants? But since I can't remember, because infants don't really have memories that we know of, then I literally have no conversations with my mom. Not a single one. Not organically, and also nothing digitally. And nothing written. Zero. Big old zero. Huh? Bernardina said my mom told me she's waiting to expire. Boo. I mean, low key, we kind of all are, but it's nice if she had something to do other than just do that. Mr. Odding said, sounds like manipulation. Possible. Guilt trips are a thing that parents do sometimes. I know I have a parent that does that. But he had his opportunity to show that he was the kind of parent he needed to be. What you looking at, little one? You know how you're saying I'm pretty much just blinking out at a wall? Pretty much that. Just an off-screen TV. I don't know if you've ever seen Scrubs, but there's this character, JD, I think, and he'll just zone out and he'll just be in a daydream, but he'll actually just blank out. So one time they had an episode where they kind of like joked about what the people in the office were seeing or in the hospital were seeing when he was like in his daydream. But yeah, I just kind of daydreamed for a sec there. I'm very visual. Things come up in my head as pictures, and I just get a little lost sometimes. But no, it's not all the time I'm off stream. You're funny. Mm. I was also looking at all the marks on this TV and wondering if I could get them off of there. Because I should be better at keeping my items. Oh, okay. Reinhardina said the best kind of TV is off. I loved Scrubs. Same. That's why I was so psyched. There was a Super Bowl commercial that had uh, both of the main guys in it, and I was super psyched. Scrubs is awesome. I feel like it was one of those shows back when I had time to binge watch things that I binge watched every single one. That and Cheers and MASH and Frasier and Monk. I want to say I binge watch all the Monks. Oh yeah, Jennifer was a riot. So true. He stole the show. When Ernie said the Jennifer was the best. I think that kindergarten game, I think they kind of sort of based their version of a janitor off of that, but just made him a lot more uh dangerous. Like the janitor in Scrubs always kind of hinted toward danger could happen, but in kindergarten they go all out with how the janitor is dangerous. I think everybody cast in that show was stellar. Stellar casting all the way around. And including the guy who ran the hospital. Like stellar casting all around. There wasn't a single casting choice in there that was like, why did they do that? That doesn't make any sense. It just all worked so beautifully. And you really bought the dynamics. Yo, hello Marco Polo saying I love you with a lot of emojis. Thank you for being here. Ugh. I'm Marco Polo, so love your show. With some more emojis that were different. Thank you. I don't know if it goes all the way to being your show, but hey, I'm glad that you're interested in checking in. Thank you. It's funny though, because whenever I go to a class and there's usually a student involved who I'm like, I'm thinking to myself, you watch way too much YouTube or something, because that's what they act like they're the main character effectively, and I'm like, oh, is this the so and so show? Oh, I thought we were at school. It's like, oh, there's other people around too. They need things too, okay? Okay, Starting said, do you like kombucha? I am fixing to have my daily kombucha. I don't know. I don't know. I haven't tried it. I'm the kind of person who likes to try things before I try and make a choice on something or not. I'm not picky, so it's not like I'm like, oh no, I only eat this many things. It's just more of a, I have not had the opportunity to try it, and also I've had not the budget to try it. So, but yeah, I heard somebody talking about that on the radio like a couple years ago. It sounded like an interesting idea. I just don't know what it is. Sounds Japanese. That's my thoughts on it right now. Well, that's good. You're fixing that up nice. If you want, you can say some benefits of it. If you would like to teach us something, you're very welcome to. What? Okay, I don't even. There you go. This is so tiny. And is that kombucha, Bernardina? That's so tiny. I can't tell what that is. Something kind of looks like a burrito, and something kind of looks like a candle, and it's probably not that. Mr. Allading said it's fermented tea. It's good for gut health, pre and probiotics. Okay, that's what sounds familiar. I feel like that's what they were talking about on the radio. Well, good. Hey, I figure that's worth a try. I swear, I don't know what happened, but there's just so many things I cannot eat without it like affecting, like cheese. I kind of get that, but then I notice I have a low key peanut problem. Oh, okay. Random just said random emojis. Mr. Redding said it's refreshing and naturally carbonated. Oh, that's cool. Well, maybe in the future I will have the opportunity. Hey, when is a tamale? Oh, okay. So I thought it was a burrito, but it was a tamale. Okay, cool. It was close. It was close, but no, it wasn't the same thing. What was the other one? It wasn't a candle, was it? I mean, Guess That Emoji is a fun game. I think. I do like my games. What can I say? Ever since I was little. Whoops. That's what we used to do. When it came to playtime, I assume I did homework. Oh, yeah, I remember now. Yeah, I did the homework. My brother was saying he had to get help. Like a lot of help. But me, I was doing the homework. It didn't take very long. So when it came to game time, we were always playtime. We were always outside when when it's sunny, and then as soon as it got dark, started getting dark, then it was like, well, go and keep yourselves occupied. So it was down in the basement playing all kinds of games with my brother. Time usually found you weren't rummy, but sometimes we were doing chess or checkers. And then there was a TV down there with the bunny ears. We'd watch Simpsons, Married with Children. Ryan, you said, I have no clue. Making you get your eye exercise into. And then you close your eyes and so, I don't know. I just kind of grew up with school and games. And going outside and doing things. So. And then when we moved houses, it was just school and video games. And I didn't get as much outside time. But I did get a lot of reading time in. And then we moved from Ohio to Illinois. And then with school, and I pretty much kept myself occupied time. And it was art and music and reading big books like Interview with the Vampire. And then we moved back to California, and suddenly we were part of a group. And we were low on the list. Low priority members of the group. But I still kept up with my writing. And my art. I already said, I think you should move back to Ohio. I think you'd be awesome as an Amish. We didn't live in the Amish part of Ohio. Also, I like having digital things. Last time I checked, they weren't interested in that kind of thing. So that's going to be a no. No Amish for me.
I really did not like the Villagers or Villager. I've, no, that was the first M. Night Shyamalan movie that I saw that was like, what the heck are you doing? This is not it. I can't stand this. People were talking first at, huh? Oh, okay. Mr. Rodney said you can come to Oklahoma and live close to the Amish in Cherokee, but still have electric. Okay, that's nice to know. I'm good where I'm at in California. But if I ever need additional options, that's nice to know. I'm just saying, like, a lot of what I do is just stuff I've done. And that's the thing about habits. That's why you want to try to form good ones as much as you can. Because they can really help. But those bad ones, oof, they so much damage. So much damage. Especially when it's damage feeding into damage feeding into damage. It's a pain. Randy said, oh, they like digital things. They hid them. Really. I watched this one ex-Amish guy. Maybe so, but that's the thing. I don't want to be in a position where I have to like be high. My anxiety is kind of like the worst, and that would be not helpful. Having to do all of that. And there's a reason why he's ex, because he didn't want to have to deal with that either. Mr. Odding said, I'm going to Thousand Oaks, California in May for a week. Oh, that'd be fun. Enjoy that. I already said I think I broke my shower. It's now raining outside. Huh? Okay. Okay, here we go. Demo time. So again, reminder, I don't like keeping food trash out in the open. I pretty much have a bag that I put food trash in, at least one, until garbage day. So pretty much the only thing I throw away in my regular kitchen trash is wrappers and stuff that I could rinse off and hello, let's just switch the camera. Stuff like that. Easy stuff that is easy to rinse off. I got very strict pest management policy. Ah, so messy, messies. Okay. I had a great time cleaning my room the other day. Eventually I will get back to my kitchen. Not today though. Alright, so this is coffee grounds and coffee, what do you call it? I forgot. But that thing that I was just showing earlier, words are escaping me right now. So, I'm going to take this one. I want to say it's a filter, but I'm like, is it though? Is that the right word? Am I tripping? I am often tripping. Shake, shake, shake. Alright, I'll put that just on there so it can dry more. And I'll use that tomorrow. Ryan, you said Coke or Pepsi. Technically speaking, I will drink whatever. But if I had to choose one or the other, it would be Diet Coke. Okay, so then this on there, and that way it dries nice. And then whatever excess thing I can throw out. Back in the grounds back. Ian and Savannah said hi. Hello. So I just noticed that there's some gunk here. I was wondering what happened with that. But apparently there's grounds just hanging out here for I don't know how long. Oh, Mr. Rodriguez said, I work for Pepsi. I have an aunt who used to work for Pepsi doing software. What do you do for Pepsi? That's so funny. I tried to follow in her footsteps, but it did not work out too well. Yet. I preface that with yet. I'm still working on it, technically. I haven't given up. I'm just trying to work with stuff. Mr. Alding said truck driver. That's awesome. I have a great uncle who used to be a truck driver. One time someone was saying how when he used to do truck driving, he would pretty much just be chillaxing, like, not be so speedy. Like, you got to be like 50 miles an hour or whatever. Whatever the point is, usually it's less when you have a big truck. It's less the speed limit that everybody else gets to go. So he would just like be taking it easy. So like whenever I go on a trip that involves all driving, like I think of him and I'm like, oh, I could just hang out for a bit here. I could just take it easy. I could just hang out at 65 or less. If that's, if I find somebody who's going less and I'm like not like feeling agitated about it, I'll just be behind them for as long as possible. And sometimes that means going behind the truck. Because most of the time people don't want to cut you off if you're right behind a semi. Because they don't want to risk hitting the truck. Ryan said, one of my current customers is PepsiCo. I like taking my Coke bottle in with the tilted smile face. It's hilarious. And then, Nightbot, hello. Ian and Savannah said, my dad works construction. That's awesome. I also know people who do construction. The closest I've ever gotten to construction is like helping out with cleanups. And Mr. Onday said, LOL. But that was like a long time ago before I even started working for the school district. Ian and Savannah said, I work on stuff he taught me. That's cool. Hey, nothing wrong with knowing some skills. You never know when it's going to come in handy, whether it's for a job or for your personal time. And then Savannah said, like, four-wheeler. Alright. Dirt bike. Nice. Ooh, dirt bike. Ryan Hardina, do you have some thoughts? Ryan Hardina is very much into bikes. I'm gonna keep trying to get this coffee off of this. I had no clue. Oh, no wonder. I kept wondering, how come there's coffee in the coffee plant? Oh, and Mr. Alding said, I have a four-wheeler. Okay, that's 3 people into bikes right now. That's over here. Cool. I'm so tempted. If I could ever afford one of those bikes that are, like, easy enough to carry upstairs. Because, I have a bike. And I have a recumbent bike, a stationary, but, like, they're both in storage, just different ones. Bicycles. Okay, bicycles. But if I did get another one, it would be something I could carry up and down the stairs easy. Because that was the problem I used to have with my original bike. Is I'm too dang of a klutz, and I would like knock the wheel in the wall and leave a big old dirty mark. I don't want to do that. I don't think my profit manager would like that. Or like anybody else. That could be a good way to go out and get some more muscle building time. I was so much more fit back in the day. Wow. It's very much coffee in there. Oof. Okay, I need a plan. Okay, here's a plan. Oh, Mr. Rodriguez said, what grade do you teach? Oh, pretty much all of them. Like, K through 12 and pre-K. I would love to teach college, but so far I haven't figured out how to do that yet. I'm a sub, and I just kind of like teaching, period. It doesn't really matter the age. Doesn't really matter the topic. Chemistry is like, but I can help with chemistry. I just don't want to, I just didn't like being a chemistry student because that required memorization, and I just don't have that. That is not a strong suit of mine. Alright. That's as clear as I'm getting that. Okay. Next. Ms. Hardy said, is school back in session there yet, or is still some break? Oh, mine just started on Monday for the kids. But it's kind of like, what do you call it? Even here in California, school districts operate with whatever
There our calendar is. And also the universities and stuff. I know I missed a spot, but there. Look, one thing I learned in computer science time is best effort. Some things are just best effort. It would take me all day trying to get every little single piece of coffee off of that. Like, that's something I learned. When to just say, that's good enough, and they'll walk the heck away. And when it's something that's going to take me all day and day, because look, I'm still like, I still have all this coffee to figure out now because, so it's like, no, that's just best effort. That requires best effort. There's too many steps involved to try to make it perfect. Or like, for instance, OP, NP complete. That's NP complete. Sometimes you just need to know when it doesn't make any sense to go for the most efficient thing, or does. The point is, no, I did what I could. That's done now. That's called big old done now. And then Ryan already and I put a silly tilted face, something to that effect. All right. Okay, I put that in the coffee bag. Okay, cool. Ms. Rodney said vinegar works really well for cleaning. You are so correct. Good idea. Here's some cleaning vinegar. Okay. Well, all right. I guess we're doing cleaning time. This is a getting ready, so could be pretty much anything. Because even if I'm not necessarily getting ready for today, I'm still getting ready for the school year that has started. So whatever helps me live a little less chaotically is not a problem. Haha, so true. All right. I've been sitting on my hands. Let's work on getting this processed out. All right. Food trash bag.
Alright. What already said? Ready for what? Going to share parts with your BF? No. That would be funny. Also, I make it a point to not even pass gas in the same room as him. So that would be hard to do. Same thing at work. The lengths I go to not pass gas with people around is kind of funny. Okay. I'm gonna have to take this out. Ryan, this is what? No, really. I have some OCD issues. Apparently, I don't know if they're actually like if it's really OCD per se, but oh yeah, that's one of them. I do not like trying too far around people. I am very, very, very careful. It's to the point where if I manage to pass gas when doing streaming, I'm like, okay, I hope nobody heard that. I already said being in a relationship party is the funniest part. Maybe. And Mr. Alding said, concur. I'm not sure if it's about relationships and farting time, but maybe. All I know is whenever I'm in a classroom and one of the kids ends up passing gas, it usually does end up having people rolling or going, ew! One of those. But either way, it's like this didn't take. You didn't need to do all that. It's fine. That happens. No biggie. Gee whiz. Yes, I'm being a hypocrite. Mr. Auding said the longest and loudest I've ever heard my life. It's when I farted. She really think it sounds funny. Great. That's really fun. All right. I keep acting like I finished my water, but I didn't finish my water. I need to finish my water. Alright, so I'm just going to recycle these. So I have a lot of great options already. Or do I want to upgrade? Oh, you know, I could upgrade. Okay, what do I feel like upgrading? Oops.
I feel like this is the exact same thing. Okay. Oh, this is Jack in the Box. It's a breakfast platter. This is Jack in the Box. It's the breakfast platter. It's where they keep the breakfast platter. If you get one of those. I know you probably don't have that. That's the thing. That's why it's regionally specific. This was from El Pollo Loco. I don't know if you have El Pollo Loco. I don't really know where they're at in the continental USA outside of California. But that's pretty much it. I just hoard things. But I have to be a little bit more, I think personally I'm a little better at like trying to decide when to not just keep on collecting. Like I'm like, okay, I reached my limit. That's pretty full in there. I don't need to keep adding to it. I don't want to just hang it around. Oh, and the one that comes in handy. Oh yeah, when you come to visit, go to Jack in the Box, get yourself a breakfast platter. Go to El Pollo Loco. They have this size. This is the size that is El Pollo Loco has when you're getting just like a 2-piece. That's this size. But if you're getting like a bunch of chicken, that's this size. Notice the difference? Pretty much double. So yeah, when you look at it that way, where you're not just getting a meal, but you're also getting some cool Tupperware to utilize in the future, it's kind of a way to make a little bit more sense. I don't know. Ms. Rodriguez said, yeah, we got Jackbox, but I love Pollo Loco when I go to California or Utah or Colorado or Nevada. Oh, I gotcha. But yeah, so you got Jackbox, then if you get the breakfast combo platter, if they have that over there where you go, then those come in these guys. I am really into utilizing things that I get. First thing on my list of things to get for the kitchen, if I ever have the money, is a new faucet, because I'm getting tired of getting water everywhere. That's annoying. Second thing I hope to get is a freezer, a standalone freezer, some kind of way. That would be helpful, because I'm a busy lady and I don't have a bunch of grocery shopping time. Okay, next. Next. Okay, I'm gonna press out this other one. All right, and also, yay, I got some additional Splenda in the mix. I mean, it's not full Splenda, but it'll work. It's just as much Splenda as this is Splenda. We are in rough times. I don't know when I'll get regular Splenda again. All right. That's empty. Whoop. That's something. That's empty. That's something. This dropped. I'm not going to put it on the box. Okay, I had two guys just hanging around. They can go in the box. That can go in the box. This goes there. That's empty. Pancake syrup. Pancake syrup. All right, that's empty. All right, let's see. Yo, DJ Charlie says I'm back. Hi. Okay, let's see. I'm trying to figure out where I put the sugar-free syrup. Kind of nice to know where that is. Oh, there it is. Hanging up. So, I don't know who knows, but Carrie's sugar-free is pretty good. Mrs. Butterworth also has sugar-free options. Yeah, since what happened with my aunt and her diabetes and her stubbornness when it came to sugar, I got very interested in sugar-free options. I swear, she was living even 10 years ago, even 20 years ago. She'd have been amazed by sugar-free options of these days. But it just never really hit her right, for whatever reason. Unfortunately. Alright, let's send this out. That is jokes. Okay. Okay, Ryan said, hi, back. I'm Ryan. Okay, Ryan. Okay. Miss Rodding said, hi, Ryan. DG Charlie said I was here first. Thank your face. No. DG Charlie. Yes, you were here. We understand. Ryan Tina likes to joke. Sorry. Don't feel the need to get agitated. He just likes to joke. I think it's fun having a sense of humor sometimes. Let's see, where's that go? Okay, I guess I could try and put it close to where I put the... Okay, that kind of works. That's the key thing in any system I need is, can I actually remember what the heck I did with it? Huh? My idea said, do you need a hug? I'm good. If you're asking about me, if you're asking someone else, I don't know. Mr. Outing said third. Okay. Well, if you're going by the number that he currently has, I see. I don't know why YouTube started doing all that. YouTube be tripping. Tripping, YouTube. What again? Every time. Oh, I need to replace this soon. I'm so tired. Every time I'm like, oh, it's fine. And then it's like, second. Yeah. TJ Charlie said third is still winning. You're right. It's the bronze. Good point. Good point. Well, okay then. Yes, winning. Love it. And the fact that you're saying winning in association with hanging out with me time, that's pretty nice. I don't know if I would classify it as that, but hey. Okay, let's see. Speaking of winning. I already said I'm the first loser. Okay, sure. But yeah, speaking of winning, I heard them say on the radio that Charlie Sheen is gonna, there's gonna be a documentary about Charlie Sheen? Question mark? But also, there's gonna be a documentary coming out about the Kim Kardashian and Kanye West relationship? Huh. Randy says, talk to your landlord about fixing your faucet. I'm fully aware that I could do that, but also, no. My schedule does not permit me to be able to be here where I live during the hours they would want to work on it. Also, I'm kind of embarrassed. My stuff is like messy. Miss Harding said, how can I send you the money for a new faucet? You can't. I changed out my bathroom, where I used to live, I changed out my bathroom faucet. So I'll be able to do the same thing with this pretty soon. My idea said, you don't need to be there when they work on it. I know I don't need to, but I'm a very paranoid person, so I'd rather. Also, make for a fun stream. Randy says, so no embarrassment. All the embarrassment. My place is kind of not quite where it needs to be yet. I think it's way better than where I used to live, but there are definitely parts that people would come in who would be like, oh. I just, are you afraid they're gonna hurt your cat? No, I don't think they would be able to hurt the imaginary cat. I think it'll be good at hiding. To know the imaginary, you have to have an inkling of the imaginary. Mr. Alding said, I've never seen your cat. Correct. That is very true. It is a joke by Ryan Rodina. Okay. Okay. Miss Johnny said, I have 2 dogs, 2 cats, 2 donkeys, 8 sheep. Nice. And Randy said, and a partridge in the pear tree. Well, he does have pear trees, if I remember correctly from earlier in the stream. As far as there being a partridge there, I don't know. Mr. Odding said, we recently lost our third dog. Aw, she was hit by a car. I'm so sorry. It was so sad. I buried her out in pasture under a pecan tree. Aw. I'm really sorry for your loss. It's never fun to lose a loved one, including an animal. My family, they're, was that last year? Anyway, their pit bull mix either passed away last year or the year before that. Either way. So they still have one left, but every time I go there to visit, I'm like, I'm going to get some time in now because I don't know when the next time is that I'll be here and you'll still be here, so. Yeah, the one who passed away was the younger one, so that was surprising. All right. Okay. So, I'm about to, within the next hour, I'm going to have to end this stream. that, I should step away from the stream just briefly so I can... Huh? I mean, not right now, but coming up. But I will take a pause because I have to make a call. So it's going to do the spinny. But I kind of have to confirm that I'm even supposed to go to where I think I'm supposed to go because, yeah, that's a hard thing to do. Okay, we'll see what happens with that. I'm still trying to get a read on how to do that. Okay. Did I finish my... No. Well, can I do that now? Okay. Well, it's two options, I guess. There's the I have to go and do something option. Well, three options. I have to go and do something and it actually works out to happening. And then I come home after some other stuff I have to do. Or second option is I go and do a thing and it doesn't work out and I come earlier than anticipated, but still have to do what I have to do. And then third option is third option is I don't have to go anywhere, but just do the thing that I gotta do. And that's the quickest thing. But either way, I am feeling that I need to head off stream earlier than anticipated because I have to do private time. So I'm gonna go work on that. Thank you so much, Mr. Audane. Thank you, Renardina. Thank you, DJ Charlie. Thank you, the Duck Squad, aka Hawaii. Thank you, Ian and Savannah. Thank you, Naivat. And thank you, Hassan Dadi or Dadi. And thank you to anyone who I may have missed. And thank you to anyone who might check this out in the future. Stranger things have happened. And whenever, however, whatever. Just make the most of it. That's the most important part. Bye-bye.